live. Oh, I do need that one. Do need that one. Do need that one. Where's the other chat separator? Don't need that one. Well, whatever. I kind of don't need them. Nice. All right. Teacup Busch Gardens is tomorrow, right? Not tonight. What's up, Grim? Yeah, you can come up, Grim. What's up, Grim? I like Grim's questions. Grim had some good questions today. Very good questions, Grim. Grim, I said you could speak. There you go.
Are you saying I never ask good questions? Are you saying that my questions are insignificant most of the time?
No, that's you projecting your own insecurities on yourself, dog.
Which one did you like the most out of all my questions?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, let's go through some of them. Yeah, I gotta do a lot of questions today, and I do have to cut this at like an hour and 5 minutes because I have to teach. So let's. What's up, Nick? Dude, good to see you, bro.
Look in common area if you didn't already.
Oh, there's a lot of things. Art says I want some wings.
Nick.
This is cool. What, Midnight Ghost Hunt? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm down to always try like new games and stuff.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I sent you on top is the trailer for it.
Oh, sick. Okay, yeah, we can check that out.
Yeah.
I like all the new games. All right.
It's really cool. It's a 4v4.
Ooh,
It's free for now. It's free for now.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, people got to get it now, otherwise, like, it's not free. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's up, Ramton? How's it going, dude?
How's it going?
I'm glad you're here. Yeah, because they're someone's asking about like quantum field theory stuff, and I'm like, yo, what? No. Like, I don't know that.
Did you get a haircut?
No, I just showered.
Oh,
Ooh la la.
no, but like your hair looks shorter.
Oh yeah, well I am like constantly losing my hair. Honestly, is what's happening. It's just like this aging thing that sucks.
Oh
I
my.
know, I am old,
Oh my.
dude. You guys say nice things
yeah.
on my grave, please. Yeah, cool. All right.
People gave us free things. Let's go.
They gave us 3 things.
Sucks that he left. He can't give us anymore.
But yeah, no, my hair is wet, so that's why it looks short. When it dries, it gets poofier. It won't.
Grim, what did you do to him?
I know, right? Okay,
Oh,
cool.
it's like, I just jumped him. That's why. My bad.
Pug says I called it bald. I'm not bald yet. No, I'm not there yet.
He's bald.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not bald.
no, bro.
I have done it before. I have shaved my head completely before. I did it for one Halloween.
Why?
Has anyone seen Mad Max?
No.
No? Oh man, dude. Oh, I gotta show you. You guys don't know what Mad Max is, dude? Was it
No.
Mad Max Warboy? Dude, it's an awesome movie, dude. I went as one of these creatures. The War Boys. The War Boys from Mad Max. You guys should watch it. It's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty good movie. It's kind of like dystopian. Anyways, this was a remake of an old one. All right, we got a lot of questions. Let's go through them. I'll start off. All right, welcome everyone to the Golden Hours AMA podcast. My name is Dr. Gold. I'm joined here by Professor Ramton and the other students and everyone we have. Wow, Elwin gifting some subs, dude. Thank you, bro, dude. Making it rain today, dog. Hell yeah.
What did I even gift it to?
You gifted it.
Dark
You gifted it to Nick.
Guess
Okay.
I really am doing the peace treaty.
You are, dude. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, daddy.
Oh yeah,
welcome.
daddy. Y'all,
Should I thank him?
yes, you should. Be nice
You
to
already
each other.
did.
Yeah. Okay.
You already did.
Here we go. All right, Grim. Let me go through your question first because I like yours. You have a bunch here, but let me do 1 or 2 of them and then
Yes, I got the 3rd tier or whatever.
Oh, nice.
This month. Let's
Oh yeah,
go.
3 month. Good job,
Please,
dude.
no one give me anymore. I want the 3.
You like the 3? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Grim asks, what is the best way to work out and bodybuild in your opinion? Oh, okay, cool. Well, these are 2 different things. Like working out and bodybuilding are kind of
Yeah, both. I want to know both.
You want to know both? Okay, cool. I think you're a little young to do bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is actually kind of not the healthiest thing for your body because you're trying to like put on massive amounts of muscle that your body probably doesn't actually want. But they do it for like sport. And I have a couple friends that have done this. It's pretty cool. You know, it's not the worst hobby to have of like just getting like super jacked and like bulky. But
When do you think you should start doing this?
yeah, okay. So that's a good question actually. I think it's never too young to exercise. So in terms of like running and like sports, basketball, whatever, you're never too young to that. And honestly, you should be doing that, from a young age just to get cardiovascular exercise is great at any age. Lifting heavy weights, there's debates on this, but and again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just a doctor of physics. But my opinion on that is you shouldn't be lifting heavy weights until you're probably over 16. I would say maybe closer to 18, because you don't want to. Your body's doing a lot of things in terms of growing between like the ages of like 12 and 18, and you don't want to like stunt your growth. I know there's some studies that disprove this, but when whatever I have kids, I'll tell them they can start lifting when they're 16. That's what I would say. And it's something you want to start out kind of light, you know.
Just to be safe.
Just to be safe. I mean, don't use it as an excuse of like I never need to work out, you know. Like again, you can do cardio at any age. That's okay. But lifting heavy weights, I would start around probably like 16. That's what I did. I started around 16 or 17. It helps if you have a parent that'll show you. My dad was kind of into like weightlifting, so he showed me how to do things. That's really cool. But you guys have YouTube, which is awesome. You can literally YouTube whatever workout, like you can say beginner chest workout or whatnot.
Why YouTube when we have gold?
Because I can't be here all the time, right? You know, one day you guys will be saying some nice things to my gravestone. So like you need YouTube, you know.
My computer's dead, bro.
All right. So Grim, but some general things. Okay. In terms of just general like getting fit and like looking good with muscles and whatnot, you're old enough. You can go for it. I would. Do you know about splits? Do you know about like 3-day, 4-day splits?
No.
Okay. So in general, you only want to work certain groups of muscles each day in order to get the best results. So they do what they call like a 3-day split is the common one I see. That's what I do actually.
Chest, legs, back, and then you do cardio.
Exactly. And you do cardio in between, yeah.
Push-pull legs, I guess.
Yeah, push-pull legs is there's a couple of them. But yeah, this one, or upper body, lower body, core, that's another one. But in general, you don't want to try lifting weights day after day because you need a day for your muscles to recover and like grow. And if you keep doing that like day after day, you're not gonna see the best results. So I would
really good diet and sleep as well as. Like,
oh yeah, that's the one everyone ignores, Ramton. Right? Everyone ignores diet and sleep. They say, "Oh, I can just lift weights." Like no. Yeah, it's Ramton's very right about diet and sleep. In terms of diet, if you're trying to build muscle, you want to, well, just in general, you should be cutting out like shitty carbs, like put down the Takis, put down the Pop-Tarts, you know.
No.
I know, I'm sorry, but like you're not going to gain. That's called like dirty bulking is what they call that sometimes. Where like yes, you're getting calories, but you're eating garbage and you're going to feel like garbage and it's not good for your body. But in general, you want to eat more protein. That's kind of the key building block of building muscle. My general rule of thumb is you want to eat 1 gram per kilogram of your weight. So I weigh.
I heard gram per pound.
Gram per pound? Okay, maybe that's. I think it's 1 gram per lean mass. 1 gram per pound of lean mass.
It's 1 to 2 grams of protein per lean mass. Which. Like, cause I remember when I was like, especially if you're depends also what you're doing. Like, if you're cutting weight, you definitely want to be eating enough protein because you lose muscle mass.
Exactly. Yeah.
But when you're like bulking, then you can always like adjust your diet, and you're not like going down in weight, so you're not losing any muscle mass. But I remember when I was cutting, I was eating like 140, 150 grams of protein a day, which is like, you have to take supplements. I mean, if you're young, don't really focus on that.
Yeah, that's hard to eat 160 grams of protein unless you're like putting chicken in the blender.
Yeah, I mean, I was, I think I remember I was eating about like 2 or 3 chicken breasts, like either chicken breast or steak or fish or something like that. But it's like about like a chicken breast is somewhere between 150 to 200 grams.
Yeah.
Itself. So like somewhere around 600 grams of like protein, which like, you know, translates to somewhere around like 80 to 90 grams of like pure protein.
Sure.
And then I was taking like 2 scoops of protein powder.
Protein powders.
Like 60 like grams of that, and then like maybe I was putting like some more protein stuff into like a shake or something like that. For like breakfast or something. But yeah, it was.
Did you do like pre-workout and any of those like creatine or like amino acid stuff?
I did creatine, and I did take this like it's a kind of like an activated carbs thing, because I was not eating a lot of fat and carbs. But then I had this like powder that my dietitian gave me, and she was like, drink this like right before your workout and like during your workout. Yeah, it's something like that.
Oh, this is cool.
It's just pretty much like an activated carb, so like it's just ready to like be absorbed into your body. So whenever you're working out, it's great, because when you're dieting, you don't have a lot of like reserve for carbs in your body, so you feel tired. But like I was mixing that with my creatine, like during my or like start drinking like about 30 minutes before my workout, and then during my workout as well, and it kind of just gives you readily available energy.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I didn't know people do carb powder. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this is also for normal people. Like the marathon runners, they have a gel.
Yeah, the shot blocks, right?
Yeah, it's like something like 10,000, 20,000 calories.
Goo. Have you seen this? Like the goo energy, dude. This stuff. Yeah. Well, these ones are light, but yeah, I know when they run marathons because they burn an insane amount of calories.
Yeah, so they just like down like 20,000 calories and they're burning it up.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So yeah, he's talking about a good thing here, Grim. So you need calories for energy. This is literally actually just physics at the end of the day. Like in order to move your body a distance, that's a force times a distance. That's work. That's energy that needs to be exerted. That energy needs to come from somewhere, and usually your body uses carbohydrates as a source of energy in order to do that. And so these marathon runners, for instance, like they run a very long distance, right? Do you know how long a marathon is, Grim?
Like a few miles.
That's a little bit more than a few.
Oh, it's like 5.
It's 26.2. 26.2, is that right?
I know it's 43 kilometers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, it's not that bad. I thought it would be huge, but okay, yeah. So in a marathon, someone burns 2,600 calories is what they would say. Okay.
You see the bits I sent?
Yeah. No, dude. Yeah. Oh wow, dude. Thanks, man, dude. Wow, 100 bits, dude. I appreciate that. Look at these cheers. You sent me $1. I like that, dude. Thank you, dude.
You're welcome.
So marathon runners end up burning 2,600 calories, which I think your daily intake is recommended to be around this, right? It's around 2,000, I think, if you ever look on the back of a nutritional label. So they have to replace those calories with something. And that's why they do shot blocks. So in general, Grim, if you're wanting, do you have a gym first off? Do you go to a gym? Do you have a gym at your school?
Yeah, I have a gym, not at my school, but I have a gym.
Okay, cool. All right. So what I would do if you want to start, because I did this kind of like at your age as well, dude. I was like a really like skinny kid when I was 14, 15. And then one summer, I think it was in between 15 and 16, my dad was like, okay, we're going to take you to the gym. And I started working out at the gym all the time, and I did chest like every other day basically. And I showed up to school when I was 16 or 17, and people said, "Oh man, dude, what did Gio do? He just sharked all of us. Like, where'd all this muscle come from?" Because I used to be just this scrawny little kid, and then I just got jacked one summer, and it was funny. I loved it.
That's what I'm gonna do this.
If you want to do it this summer, then do it. Yeah. So what I recommend is, do you have a friend that you can go to the gym with? It really helps if you have a partner, honestly.
No, I have my brother.
Oh yeah, get Ramiro, dude. Get Ramiro at the gym, dude. Ramiro needs to go to the gym anyways. Like, get Ramiro in the gym.
Damn, you calling it fat?
No, but I mean, he could be healthier.
Damn, bro.
He could be healthier.
That's nuts, bro.
But yeah, it's. I would this summer if you want to make that a cool goal, it would be a very cool goal to see what you can get up to. For instance, in like bench press. This is something where like you do really want someone who knows how to bench with you. A, to show you the form, and B, to like protect you, because you'll eventually get to points where you can't put the weight up anymore, and you don't want to like put that on your neck. That's bad. So this is called having a spotter, is what it is. It's good to have someone who can spot you. You can also go to the gym and just ask people sometimes. You can just be like, hey, man, can you spot me on this? And then they'll come up and make sure you don't kill yourself.
Doing like bulking or cutting?
You need to be bulking probably. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know physically what you look like, but probably bulking. If you have no muscle, like, or if you haven't really been working out, you always start with bulking. That's because that bulking is how you put the muscle on. And then what Ramton was talking about, cutting, that's when that's when you have the muscle, but you want to look leaner, like you want to look more shredded and whatnot. That's called cutting. And but there's no point to cutting if you don't already have the muscle. So you usually want to use bulking to get to the muscle, and then use cutting in order to trim away the fat, so physically you look better. Yeah. But as Ramton was saying, cutting, when you get to that step, cutting is kind of a tricky thing, because as you start to like decrease the amount you eat, you will start losing some of the muscle, and there are ways to offset that. Eating protein's a good one. Anyways, yeah, that's a cool question. I like that. Does that help you out a little bit? You should do, like, set a goal that, by the end of the summer you're gonna be able to bench 135. I think you should be able to do that. That's a pretty good goal. 135 is a plate. It's a 45-pound plate on each side. When I started benching, I could barely do the bar. The bar is 45 pounds. And then what you want to do is every week just put another 5 or 10 pounds on, and just like keep going up and up and up until the bar's easy. Good. Well, the bar is good to make sure your form is correct, because a lot of people do bench press wrong, and that's dangerous. Because you can tear your rotator cuff. I know tons of friends that have fucked up their shoulders, like, because no one taught them how to bench properly. So yeah.
They know that risk of that is high, so I always did dumbbells.
Oh, that's smart.
If you don't have a spotter, do dumbbells because of the weight. First of all, the thing is, like, you will both of your sides will be working equal amounts, because you can't shift the weight to the other arm. So you would find like more like a, I guess, consistent way that your muscles will grow on both sides. And two, worst case scenario, you can just like open up your arms and just drop the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still, I mean, twist your arm if you're not doing it properly.
Yeah.
But there's less risk. Like, you're not gonna choke, and like, don't drop the dumbbell on your face also. But I think
I already messed. Sorry.
Yeah, dumbbells run like a lower risk.
Yeah.
And also it kind of pushes you to keep your form proper.
Right.
Because it's not like one solid object.
You can't be compensating. You can't. Yeah. Some people do this thing where one side will be stronger than the other, and they'll start like compensating, and it's bad. Yeah. It's actually
exactly.
Ramton brings up a very good point. Yeah, you should actually probably just do dumbbells, especially if you don't have any friends to like go to the gym with.
Honestly, I feel like dumbbells is just better than.
It probably is, honestly. Yeah.
Like, in every way possible. Like,
So
maybe it's just getting yourself to that position is going to be a little bit more difficult. Which means that you can bench press probably more than dumbbells, but like it kind of depends. Like, I was never trying to like be like super strong. I wanted to always like build muscle, because like I always did sports, so the only muscle I was building was for practical purposes. So I didn't want to get too big ever, because
you turn into a cloud, dude. I have some friends that literally look like a cloud man. They're crazy. I'm just like, what? Yeah, and it's good. It's good for honestly. Dude, going to the gym is like I went to the gym an hour ago, dude. The gym's the best. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself, because it improves your health, which then improves like your mindset, and then really helps also with like self-esteem and confidence, which then helps with depression, which then helps with just anything in life. So, I say to a lot of people when, they say that I'm sad, I'm depressed, or, I don't, whatever. I'm just like, go to the gym. Just go to the gym. You'll figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. It's a great thing.
I'm biased, but I'll say martial arts is like.
Oh yeah. Martial arts is dope too.
That's one thing I would recommend, because it's like, you kind of are learning a skill. It's like, it has its uses.
What martial art did you do, Ramton?
I did Muay Thai.
Ooh.
A little bit of Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay. I did judo when I was in high school. Oh, Muay Thai. No one wants to what? No one wants to what?
No one wants to fight Golden Ramton.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, don't fight me, dude.
Ramton. created it to one form, like Square.
Yeah, Muay Thai is cool, man. Yeah, martial arts are great. If you have a gym next to you, and also if you can afford it. Sometimes these things become expensive.
I want to.
But yeah, these are useful things to learn too. You know, self-defense is great. You know, especially I don't know where you live in Houston, but I remember you saying it wasn't the nicest place, so probably good to know some self-defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, all right. That kind of answers your first question. I'll do the engineering one later. What year are you? Are you a sophomore?
I'm gonna become a junior next year.
Okay, that's awesome, dude. That's dope. Yeah, don't worry about the like what type of engineer you need to be yet. That's kind of more like something you'll worry about when you're a junior or a senior. Just worry about being able to get into engineering school at this point.
Okay.
And the best way to get into engineering school is to have good grades. So like focus on that.
Okay.
And also, a lot of engineering courses like start off similar. Like a lot of universities don't have you actually declare which engineering you're in as long until like second year. So like first year you're taking a bunch of like general stuff. I think the question is like, do you want it to be like more like hands on, or does it want it to be the programming kind of thing? Because those two things seem to be in like, you know, a little bit like complete different branches. But you know, if you're in like there's the electrical part where you can go to robotics
and computer engineering, right?
Yeah, computer engineering, all that stuff. There's the programming side, and then there is the mechanical side where there's like the, you know, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering,
civil engineering. I had a couple civvies. Yeah.
I know like there's geological. I've had people that are in like the less known stuff, but like I know mechatronics was, I don't know if
yes, we had mechatronics. That's a class, isn't it? Mechatronics.
Yeah. Mechatronics is like mechanics and electronic. It's like kind of like
mechatronics,
a triple thing. It's like programming, mechanics, robotics, electrical. So that one's like a pretty tough one, but and then yeah, I've heard, I think that one, software and nano are like the
new hot topics.
The top three, hot topics and like the hardest one.
I wonder what AI will be. Will AI development, you think, be in computer science basically within that degree major? I'm wondering like as they start creating like AI like classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might.
Yeah.
They already have that in.
Okay, my third question.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So engineering, great. And again, yeah, Ramton's right. You don't have to worry about actually which one. You actually just apply to the engineering school, and then after your first year, you determine, you know, what type of engineer you want to be. So yeah, don't worry about that too much. Okay. Help me out with what I should do for the summer. Well, I think you already kind of hit it. Like, you know, go to the gym. I think that's a cool thing. Like, work on yourself and get your fitness up to a good standpoint. You have a job, make money, save money. And, you know, if you have any other hobbies that you wanted to, like, I'm trying to think if they have any sort of, like, boot camps or whatnot. But not like physical boot camps, but, like, science boot camps and whatnot. Those are cool. I really like robotics, but I don't know if they do robotics over the summer. I think robotics is, like, more in the fall. FRC robotics. I got internships. That's what I did in my high school summers. Is I went to companies such as like biotech companies that were just looking for interns, and I didn't get paid very much. I got like minimum wage. You know, my friends were making more working at McDonald's, but I was learning more because I coded Excel stuff and whatnot for these companies, and it gets you good like letters of rec. But yeah, I think as a sophomore, because you're kind of young, focus on probably those things. I don't know. Ramton, do you have any more advice for like a sophomore, what they should do over the summer? Like, also enjoy your summer. You're young.
I think that's pretty good advice based on stuff you said.
I'd rather work now and enjoy my summer later than everyone else like not enjoying anything.
Well,
later.
What do you mean not enjoy anything later? What do you mean? Oh, you mean like work now and then like not work over the summer?
Yeah, like no, like I'd rather like work now than like, and later in the year I got nothing to do. I got a lot of free time while everyone over there like struggling on what they should do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, always good to keep yourself busy is what I say. But you know, also enjoy. You know, well, also enjoy your life, dude. Like, this is a very rare time in your life. Rampton and I will tell you
Enjoy
right
whatever
now,
you
dude.
do.
The summers are never free like this ever again.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let me get to the other things next time. I like these questions. They're very good, Grim. I like your other questions. I really do. But let me just make sure I can get through everyone.
Okay.
Cool.
I did already 30 minutes.
You did what?
I already wasted 30 minutes.
No, you didn't
Well,
waste. You didn't waste 30 minutes because like we discussed things and like other people probably, there are other people that probably have similar questions to you. They're like, what the fuck do I do this summer? Or how do I go to the gym? Or what should I be doing? And
Wait. Answer my last question actually.
Oh, summer camp. Yeah, I'll announce summer camp. That will probably be at the end of the month. I have a big schedule of things I got to do. But yeah, I know you guys really enjoyed summer camp. I did too. I really did. But I want to make sure I have like proper prizes for you and whatnot. Because I know that's what really motivates everyone at the end of the day. Like I get everyone to join the Discord when I give out a PS5. So let me get the PS5. What would you guys want? Actually, it's a good question, Grim. What would you guys want as a grand prize? I've given out consoles, laptops. What do you want?
I feel like something high demand want is another laptop. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think another laptop. Yeah, I think everyone would like another laptop. I was thinking about maybe also doing maybe a gaming PC, like a desktop. But I don't know if I can also get you guys the monitor too and everything. Like, it just becomes a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I can at least get you like the gaming PC.
A high amount of the students would want that.
Would want what? Sorry. Laptop. Yeah.
Can't give them.
Okay. Cool.
I was just reading the question, and it just kind of reminded me of something that happened in high school.
Yes.
There was one time that we had like a semi like career fair or whatever. It was the academic advisor just talking to students and everyone in class, and he was like, "Oh, who wants to be engineer? Who wants to that?" And there was like one of the kids who was like the class clown.
Yeah.
And, like he would always do stuff. And so he like looked at them. He was like, "What do you want to be?" And then he like thought about it for a few seconds, and with like the most serious face and tone, it was like, "I want to become a cab driver."
Oh my lord.
And the guy was getting so triggered, and he was like, "No, I love driving. I love talking to people." Like he was making good arguments and just pissing off
Oh my god.
the academic advisor, and we just watched him just completely
Melt.
break down this advisor.
Dude, we need cab drivers, dude. We need people to drive the cabs. They don't drive themselves. Not yet.
Yeah, like he was trolling, but the thing was like he was doing such a good job of making good arguments
Yeah.
that it was good to argue back at him. It was like he was making good points.
Dude, I love that. Dude, those career fairs. Dude, they told me I needed to be an actuarial science person. Basically like a glorified like data entry person is what my test said I was going to be. I was like, okay. Like, no. All right, let's see. Nobody asked. Cool questions. This is actually great. He's actually in the chat here too. Awesome. What are your thoughts on the possibility of string theory or any? Is UFT unifying field theory, Rampton? Is that what UFT is?
Yeah.
And then he says, do you think the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum mechanics is more accurate than the many worlds theory? I don't know what any of these words mean. Rampton, do you know what these words mean?
Yeah. So I guess I'll answer the second one.
Okay.
First, because it's like a little bit more objective way of talking about things. So just for people who don't know, their Copenhagen interpretation of quantum mechanics is talks about everything. Every quantum particle is also anything small. Like small particles are all considered quantum particles. The reason is because their behavior is like quantum.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that they don't move like
continuously.
Normal. Yeah, they move continuously, and they don't move like big objects, right? So like when you throw the ball, you can trace its position and its like path the whole time, right? But that's not possible when you're talking about small particles. So that's what it means to be a quantum particle. And
right.
Copenhagen interpretation means that everything is a wave function. So we don't exactly know where things are or what their momentums are. Is pretty much it's defined by this thing called a wave function.
Mm-hmm.
and then when you make measurements, this wave function, they say the wave function collapses. That's another thing that they
Right.
say. It essentially means that once you measure something, you realize that out of a few possible things that this particle, a few states that it could be in, you now know which one it is in. So you now know that it's not in the other ones. So therefore the wave function has collapsed. But
Right.
before that, you just know that there is certain probability that it would be like, let's say, in one state, and then another probability in another state. And by state, it means like, let's say there's spin ups, there's spin down. You can talk about position. You know, it could be different spots. And so once you measure something, then you have collapsed the wave function. So that's the thing. And so, nobody says Copenhagen all the possibilities of something basically exists at the same time. Yeah, in a superposition, one of those possibilities solidify.
Schrodinger's cat. Yeah.
That's the collapse of the wave function, and the superposition is the idea that it could be in different states at the time with different probabilities of an outcome. So this is the Copenhagen explanation.
Is Schrodinger's cat? Is that from the Copenhagen? I know what Schrodinger's cat is, but is that where it comes from?
Schrodinger said that this cat could be alive or dead,
right?
And we wouldn't know until we opened the box.
Right.
So he pretty much put like a what's it called? Put a cat in a box, and he put an electro radiative material.
Oh, I like this. Yeah.
You know, if it like somehow there was like some probability that this thing will break and he would like poison the cat and would like die. Obviously, he didn't do this with a cat as well.
Yeah, no, don't fuck with cats.
Yeah, and then he was like, we don't know whether the cat is alive or dead until we open the box. And once you open the box, then you know whether the cat is either 100% dead or 100% alive. It's
right.
Like, cat is 60% dead, 40% alive. But then before you open it, you kind of have to make probabilities to figure out which event is more likely. So when you make observation, then this collapses the wave function, which means that the other possibility has stopped from existing.
Right, because you can't have them both existing at the same time. It's like the cat's either dead or alive. It can't be both.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so this other way of thinking about this is that we have essentially split the universe into like two, let's say. We now live in a version of the universe where this cat is alive, and there is a different universe where the cat is dead.
Oh, wow.
And we wouldn't be able to tell because, there's no other way to make measurements outside of the universe, or none that we know of. So that's the many worlds interpretation.
I see. So like every decision is creating like another alternate reality or alternate universe, like timeline. Oh, wow. That's super cool.
And so we live in one universe out of the many different ones. And so the popular one is the Copenhagen, and the second popular is the many worlds. There is, I think, 6 different like ways of thinking about quantum mechanics, but like a lot of the other ones seem kind of like become more far-fetched than all this stuff.
Yeah.
But these are 2 viable options. Like either of these 2 things could be true, and because we can't really live in an alternative universe, or we can't turn back time, run the same experiment like a bunch of times, and figure out like 40% of the times that we do this experiment and ends up being one thing, and then 60% ends up being the other thing. Once you make the measurement, that's it. Like everything has already happened. So it kind of becomes this philosophical question. So to answer the question, it's like either of these things could be correct. So there's not one that is more accurate. It's just like which of these we can kind of use these ideas to build more ideas on top of these. And the reason these 2 are very famous is because the more you build more ideas on this, you kind of like making you're talking about random stuff, and you see the consequences of those in the world. And the more accurate your theories are, the more accurate your observations are when you like look at the universe.
Right.
So these two are the most accurate one, but there is no necessarily one better than the other. But Copenhagen is more popular in the
Than the many worlds. That's cool.
world. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
there's also the thing where what is it with the it's like the records and like he burns the box and then because that information is destroyed like the other answer can't come up or something. Oh, I'm trying to remember what this is.
Sure.
It's actually it's in the, it's wait it's called oh man dude I wish it is some quantum thing but it has to do with the entanglement thing where, right, if you know the state, like, for instance, that one of these electrons is spin up, that you have to know the other one has to be spin down, right?
Yeah.
Once you observe one, you determine what the behavior of the other one is. But sometimes that can break, for instance, say something is a certain distance away, that breaks, like, the speed of light ideas, because information shouldn't be able to travel that fast. Yes. Yeah, oh man. Anyway, I think I've talked about this book before to you, Rampton. Have I? The Universe is Virtual.
I think yeah, you mentioned it.
It's you know what? I should see if I can get a PDF of it or something. But it's very cool. It's like a comic book explanation. And nobody asked if you're also interested in like cool like physics stuff. Like check this out. It kind of gets on like the more popular like metaphysics side of things, but this guy uses a lot of real physics experiments that they used in order to kind of apply all this quantum stuff that Rampton's talking about, but in order to prove that we must be living in a simulation. That's kind of what the whole thing comes down to. And it's cool. I like the interpretations they have on it. It's a lot of like popular physics stuff, but it goes into a lot of the wave functions and probabilities and stuff. Yeah, it's cool, and it's a comic. It's easy to read. It's not a textbook, you know.
Also, to just kind of give a final thought on what nobody said is that he said which one is more likely to be true. As I said, it's kind of hard to say which one is true because you really can't experiment. Like whether to know, like the only way to experiment, like Copenhagen, is like go back and forth in time and redo this experiment, and obviously we can't do that. In the many worlds, we have to get information from other worlds. But
right, which we can't talk to other worlds. What if we could do that? So, like what
it's hard to talk about what the many worlds, I guess, that is. So we can't really do that.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good question, Obi. I like that one. That was really cool. Very, very cool. All right, cool. Okay, let's go next question. Habib, philosophy and life. I think we've talked about that one. Let me see. Is there something else? Let me see. You asked a couple questions here. I like them. What is one thing you'd like to change about yourself? Ooh, if the genie granted you... These are all very good questions, Habib. I like all these questions. Why is the speed of light constant? What are some major... Okay. Which one do I want to change? Wow. You make me think, dude. Okay, I'm gonna go with the soft one. I'm gonna go with 4, just because the other ones I could go really deep for like hours, and I don't want to. But yeah, save them for next time. I like them, Habib. Habib says, "Why is the speed of light constant?" That's actually a good one. Rampton, why is the speed of light constant? What's your theory on that?
It's just kind of like the laws of nature, I guess. That's just how nature behaves.
And like when we mean the speed of light is constant, that goes even further. It means that the speed of light is constant in any what we say is like reference frame. Even if a frame is moving, the speed of light is constant. Like it doesn't change. Because actually, it's funny. I was just teaching a student on this. The thing that really illustrates it is that usually what we call like a Galilean transformation for velocity. Say you're on a train and you're holding a rock. The train's going 50 miles an hour, and you throw the rock at 10 miles an hour. So, in relative to you see the rock only go forward at 10 miles per hour. But to someone else on the ground who's just watching you on the train, they would see 60 because they would see the 50 that the train is moving plus the 10 that you're throwing it at. What the speed of light being constant says is that no matter whether you're on a moving train or not on a moving train, everybody is going to see the speed of light as just the speed of light. And that messes up a lot of traditional thoughts of things, classical thoughts, I guess. But why that is, yeah, Rampton, I think it's, you said it's just how nature works, right?
So one way of actually, I guess that's a really, I really like how you touched upon that, because I think the other way of thinking about it is, what are the consequences of the speed of light being a constant? It's just the constant of it is a rule, right? And so what you said is let's say if you are moving, really fast, what happens if you observe light? And so, as you said about the Galilean velocity addition, is that when you let's say you're on a train, you throw something and the train is going 40 kilometers per hour, then the thing you're throwing is 10 kilometers per hour in the same direction, then somebody would see that to go 50 kilometers per hour. And that's what happens when you're moving at very low speeds. When you're going at a very high speed, then things start to become a little bit weird. So, as you said, if I'm stationary, I see the light go at the speed of C, which is like 300 million, approximately 300 million meters per second. What if you're going 90% the speed of light? Do you still see the light go at 300 millions
plus the additional 1
meters per second? Yeah. And the answer is yes. Now, why this happens is because of two different phenomena. So one is called the time dilation. And so how time passes for you is going to be different for the rather than the person who is not moving.
Yeah.
So the time for the person who is whose velocity is high is actually ticking slower. So let's say for you, time ticks 3 seconds. For someone who is not moving, time ticks 5 seconds.
Right.
And so, but here's the bigger thing is that if you look at your watch, seconds go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you see them go slower? No. You actually see them go exactly how you would expect them to do. It's almost as if your brain, your experience, everything has slowed down the same amount. So for you, everything seems normal. But for someone else observing you, then they're going to see the things, the time ticking slower for you. The other thing is length contraction. The length contraction means when you're moving in a certain direction, the distance between you and that thing seems to shrink. So these two effects end up adding up to the point where you are going to observe the speed of light to be the same. Why? Because the distance that you would see the light go, instead of being further, is now less. So it seems like the light is traveling from here to there in 3 seconds. Somebody else would see the light go a further distance at a larger time. So then they would also see the speed of light to be 300 million.
In order for everything to be consistent. Yeah. It's because the time is getting longer per se, so the distance needs to get shorter, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or no,
so opposite way, sorry. Slower. Time is getting slower. Sorry, there's less time, so the distance has to also go down.
Yeah, that's it. And this is only visible when you are when
moving close to the speed of light. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then when somebody else is observing you, because when you move really fast, you actually really can't tell how fast you're moving. And this is one of the principles of relativity. Which we can later talk about a little bit. And it's that, when what's it called? You wouldn't be able to tell whether you're moving or not, because you moving right to a person looks like you're moving right,
Yeah.
but you it looks like they're moving left. So this
Right,
is the whole
relative.
idea of relativity.
Yeah.
Is that it just you don't, if you're moving with a constant speed, you wouldn't be able to tell which person is moving. We always have a reference frame of like the background stars. This is what we consider as to be like the stationary, but even the stars are moving. So
Everything's
it
moving. The
becomes very
universe is
hard to-
expanding. Like everything's going everywhere. So like it becomes hard to keep track of. Yeah, English Lessons has a good question. He says that different gravitational pulls affect time dilation as well.
Yeah. So there is So gravitational is like you can explain time dilation, length contraction by just basic, math, like high school level math. You just need to know Pythagoras theorem and be good at some like algebra and like fractions and everything, so you can explain it. But then for general relativity, when we're talking about like things things being like under the effect of gravity and everything, it's still the same exact math and formulas as special relativity. But the thing is, because we're moving through curvature of space-time, now every algebra turns into calculus.
Oh no.
So everything that is constant needs to constantly change and everything. So it's like kind of the similar idea. The math just becomes way longer when you're talking about like tensor calculus and all these stuff. But the more you learn, it's at first it looks more confusing, but once you get once you comprehend it, then it becomes a lot more clear actually. Wow. It's kind of like that trade-off. Like you kind of put in the time, but once you get yourself going, then everything becomes
then you have the tools and everything is a beautiful formula that just like works. Yeah. Yeah, taking this way back, this goes into, or like, sorry, way like dumbing it down a lot. In high school, right, when they teach physics classes, they have two classes. They have AP Physics 1 and AP Physics, I think C is what it is. AP Physics 1 tries to do physics with just algebra, whereas AP Physics C allows you to use calculus. And while the calculus, right, is harder than algebra, I think it's honestly harder to describe physics with just algebra. A lot of things don't make sense. Like you're just memorizing equations, whereas with calculus, you have the tools to actually see how like it just all comes together with beautiful like integrals and derivatives.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's probably the same thing you're talking about with the space-time thing. We're like, up front, it's pretty hard to get all the math and everything right, but once you do, you have the tools to be able to understand everything. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I like if we had more time, I'd go through the whole Galilean. And actually, one of you guys should ask me during office hours. You should ask me to do the Galilean thing, because like Rampton said, it's not that hard to explain with just velocity, distance, and time. It's very cool, and you can see how like the speed of light has to be constant. It's cool. All right, okay, let's get through some questions. Ethan asks, how do scientists discover different elements and methods? Okay, so we mean elements and how do scientists discover elements? Okay. I know how we
methods for finding elements.
Methods for finding elements. Yeah, maybe that is. Yeah. I'm trying to think like nowadays when we want to discover new elements, we just smash really heavy shit at each other and just see what happens. That's what like the Large Hadron Collider is and whatnot. If you look at what is it, like a periodic table, right? Depending how old your periodic table is, it may have more or less elements, because what happens is, where are they? The ones down here, like these ones over here, or here they are. Yeah. The ones that are like still being discovered and whatnot. All right, this one actually looks pretty complete. I thought like the periodic table wasn't complete, Rampton. I thought there was like room for ones to be discovered later.
No, I think they've already done it, but the ones that we have discovered, I think goes up until 108.
Oh, so these are just theoretical, like the.
No, they're lab made because they're too unstable,
right?
To like be able to see them in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's take something like choose one of these uh, like elements and then look up like their decay rate, it's a matter of like probably microseconds or something like that. So it becomes really hard to like see these naturally in nature because they decay really fast. And it could be in nature, but like to be at the right place at the right time, because you know you need to like take this element and take it to the lab, right? By the time you take it,
It's just gone. This is like the antimatter thing we talk about, where like the second it touches anything, any matter, it just it just breaks itself. So
yeah, exactly.
So I think that's how the modern way of how we've discovered new elements is these very heavy things are made in the lab. How we discovered the other ones, it's actually kind of cool. I think a lot of this was, I mean, we did things like we just burned shit, right, back in the days and just saw what color like it burned or had it react with other things. I actually don't know how we discovered all the elements, but I don't know actually. But it is cool, like, these elements are organized, Ethan, in a certain way because they all have similar properties. So whether that be, whatever, if you burn them, they burn a certain color, or if they react with something else. It's things that are in certain columns and things that are in certain rows all kind of have similar behavior with them. And with a variety of things in chemistry. But I don't know specifically... Wait, when was the periodic table even like come up with? When it was some Russian guy, right? Must have been.
I think it was Mendeleev because that we call it Mendeleev table in Farsi.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it was 18 something.
I see periodic table elements like when.
And at first it was like really, like
really crude, probably, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, early 20th century. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Everything has like cool structures, atoms, elements, orbitals, all this stuff. And it kind of became like a puzzle. I think what happened is we started discovering different elements in different places, and we were like, oh, okay, there has to be stuff in between it. In order to get from here to here, there must be other things that fill it up. And the periodic table is not perfect. As you'll learn when you get into chemistry, there are a lot of exceptions to a lot of rules, and it's because our periodic table is as good as we can get it so far. But there's always some, it's like, oh, well, alkali metals do this except for these two. And then you're like, okay. Or these ones want to be diatomic, and you're like, okay. Yeah, it's cool. All right. Yes.
Habib was not here, but it's okay. We'll talk about relativity at some point, Habib.
Yeah.
And we'll understand why the speed of light is like.
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do the Galilean definition of it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. And but yeah, like I think that's something that a lot of people, if you have like knowledge of, honestly, if you know algebra plus Pythagoras theorem, you're like and I guess like knowing that velocity is distance over time.
yeah, but that one we can teach them. Yeah, that's
that one we can easily explain. And then you can learn that, and we'll.
So English lesson said he asked ChatGPT to explain to him like a 5-year-old what time dilation was, and this is what it came up with. This is pretty cool. It looks like it goes into the twins paradox. Is what it just jumps right into.
Yeah, I think twins paradox.
Is that the best way you think to explain time dilation?
No, I think the Alice and Bob way. Like, if you look it up, there's like an Alice and Bob, one being on a spaceship, and one being in a inertial reference frame. Inertial reference frame does not mean on Earth because you're being affected by gravity.
I like Alice and Bob.
So it means like imagine you're floating in deep space. And you're gonna be the top one on the right. I think that's the one.
Which this one right here.
Yeah. That's the one that you want to kind of like look at, and it's like it's gonna go up, hit that, bounce back, and we're gonna like make some triangles.
Yes. And, okay. Yeah.
And yeah, this is pretty much it. Like it's a very simple diagram. It's a very simple way of explaining it. I think ChatGPT kind of draws the most common things about or the common concepts about like relativity. So talking about Twins paradox. You first have to understand how time dilation works. And Twins paradox is a thought experiment that try to break it down. But it's not really, it's not really a paradox because you will. Once we talk about it, we will see. Because in a Twins paradox, you're assuming that you're not accelerating.
Right.
Technically, there will be acceleration.
Yes.
So you will be able to know which one's a, inertial reference frame.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always because he has to turn around, and like the second the velocity has to change, there has to be an acceleration.
Exactly.
Right.
You
It
first
screws up
have
the whole thing.
Speed up, and you have to turn around and come to a thing. Because the thing is like you'd be like, oh, what if this person was like passing by? Because I mean, as you said, the turnaround itself is gonna have an acceleration.
Yep.
And even if it wasn't for that, the way information gets passed along, if two things are moving at different speeds, you're gonna interpret the information differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's see. I just want to make sure we get through everyone's. Let's do Teacup. What is the origin of the magnetic field of the Earth? Oh, this is cool. The magnetic field of the Earth is actually pretty dope. It actually,
That's dope.
It's what protects us from the sun. Like otherwise we would be like cooked. That would be no good, right? We don't want that. And that's called the magnetosphere, I think is what it is, right? Magnetosphere. Yeah, this is super cool. So, I'll go into like why the magnetic field is important first, Teacup, and then we can go into like why we have a magnetic field. Magnetic field, which you guys know, like compass, that's how all the direction shit works and whatnot, is also very important in protecting us from all the radiation that comes off of the sun, and this is what's called like the solar wind. You have things such as coronal mass ejections, which are these really like wicked, like lightning storms kind of looking things that happen on the sun. And these release tons of particles, radiation energy that usually would kill us here on Earth, or it would at least wipe out all the electronics. But fortunately, we have a magnetic field around us that what happens is these energetic particles and whatnot that would come off the sun and usually destroy us, they get caught in this magnetic field, and then they get dragged off into what's called like the magnetotail. It's kind of like it's like a real life force field. We have a force field around the Earth that prevents us from dying from lots of things, which is very cool.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up, Ethan?
What are you studying on?
What are we doing? We're talking about magnetic fields. Magnetic fields.
Also, did you do my question?
We did. We just did it. We did elements. That's what we did. Yeah. Were you not there for it? Did you not hear it? Or were we not? As to why we have a magnetic field, it's actually flipped. It's flipped a couple times in the last couple years, hasn't it? The magnetic field, not the last couple years, but the last like hundreds of thousands of years.
Couple years on a cosmic scale.
Yeah, a couple years on a cosmic scale, at least, right?
How long? There's the magnetic field changes, and then the
so it's cool. The magnetic field changes we know, right, from the rock formations in the Earth. Like rocks are what we call paramagnetic or ferromagnetic, which means they're affected by magnetic fields, and we can see how things move at different rock layers in different directions. Be like, oh, the magnetic field must have switched. So like north became south and south became north. Why that happened, I don't know. That's actually kind of cool. Let me see. Why did Earth's magnetic field switch? Because the North Pole used to be the South Pole. Okay. It just waxes and wanes. That's cool. But why?
I think one of the cool things to actually also realize about this is that it has like specific spots that it's targeted as. And I think this is like
do you think it has to do to the spin of the Earth? The spin of the Earth is what it is?
I'm not sure exactly, but I think this is also like a cool thing about nature is that we would see things actually be like a binary a lot of the times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a continuous like poles poles will never end up being like on England or something.
Right.
They'll always be like between North and South Pole, and they're gonna like switch and everything. And so like that's a cool thing that it's concentrated at certain spots, and like there's a lot of cool math probably behind it that I don't know, but.
Well, look, there's this cool thing here. It says like between reversals, during reversals. Do we see like this this? What was this? There's this wacky.
Yeah, and then eventually like stabilizes.
Yeah. Do you imagine, dude? The birds must be hella confused, dude. When the magnetic fields change. That's what they use to fly south and whatnot. They're able to detect magnetic fields in their body. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's.
I think
Nature's amazing.
I think we are too, actually, as humans. I know my one friend who's in neuroscience would do these like, you can train your brain to like become a compass or something, because of just the iron that's in your blood. You can eventually train itself. You can train yourself to know what north and south is if you try hard enough, I guess. Because there's certain like slight fluctuations in the iron of your blood that you become attuned to, and then you could know which way is north and which way is south. You ever hear people where they're like they have like a weird sense of direction? I don't know.
Yeah. That could be it. Yeah, I mean, I'm always good with direction, but it's because I always play video games and
yeah. Oh, so you're spatially. You're able to spatially like visualize things.
Yeah. I think that's one of the.
Yeah. Yeah. So numerous organisms. Yeah, a lot of birds do this, right? Okay. It's still generally accepted that humans do not. Okay. I think my buddy is working on ways that show that humans can. Humans can. If a bird can do it, why can't we do it? Besides flying, I don't know. Beep says, "How do I do that?" I think what he does it's a series of. It's kind of like just training, a series of like rewards if you get something right, and then eventually the body figures out, oh, that's the signals I'm looking for in order to detect it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, cool. As to what generates the magnetic fields, I think it's the core. Does the core generate the magnetic field, right? What? Because it's iron. Radioactive heating and chemical differentiation. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just like a reactor. It's just burning a bunch of shit in the center of the earth. Origin still. Yeah, I know the core is liquid iron, which is already ferromagnetic. Oh yeah, a dynamo. That's what it is. Yeah, dynamo. I should know what dynamos are. This is a plasma physics term I remember seeing. Magnets in the dynamo start spinning. Okay. Okay, here, this is cool. So the liquid metal that's flowing on the outer core generates current. Right, okay, cool. This is physics. If you have an electric current that is changing, that will create a magnetic field. Or actually, sorry, if you just have an electric current, it doesn't have to be a changing electric current. Sorry, it just has to be a current. That creates a magnetic field. So yeah, so you have this liquid metal that's like moving around in the earth, and that creates its own electric currents, and then that creates a magnetic field. This is an E&M concept, which would be cool. When you guys get to physics and you need help with physics, I'd love to go into this. It's pretty cool stuff. The laws around this, Maxwell's equations and whatnot. But yeah. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? I gotta wrap this pretty soon. Oh, that's cool. Nobody, you're going in for astrophysics. That's dope, dude. Cool, man. Keep at it. Okay. Cool. All right. I think that's everyone's questions. We went through everyone's questions today, and that's great because I do have to teach in like 10, 15 minutes. But all right, cool. Let's pick the winners for the best question. Ramton, what you want to pick one or two? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think I like the questions. He says no. His name is Nobody Asked, so
Yeah.
I have to say I like the questions nobody asked.
I like the question that nobody asked. Okay, no, nobody asked L&D. Yes, your question, which was cool. I liked. Yeah, you went a lot into relativity and whatnot. I enjoyed.
They got
I enjoyed. I did. Ethan, you will get picked. Don't worry, dude. I enjoyed Grimm's question. I really did with the fitness and whatnot. I thought that was very cool. Next time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you had some cool questions, Grim. I appreciated all the fitness stuff, and it was a good discussion and whatnot. So yeah, let's spin these two. I like these. Let's go. I gotta go teach.
No.
Let's see who's
Ethan
gonna win.
won.
Who's gonna win?
Ethan, it's
Who's-
Ethan. Oh,
No, it's nobody.
what?
Good job, nobody. Congratulations, you won a free month of Discord Nitro. Good job, dude.
Are we the only answer?
No, well, no, you all answered, but I just had me and Ramton pick like our favorite one. Is what we did. You were my favorite one. Is that cool? No, I mean nobody has to ask some really good questions. I really enjoyed it. But okay, cool. I gotta run to go teach. Thank you everyone for coming to the Golden Hour AMA podcast. Had a lot of fun discussing these cool topics with you guys. You guys had a lot of really cool questions, and actually there are a lot of good leftover questions that I'm gonna still want to go through. So we'll do those for next week. If you're new and you found us here on Twitch, please join our Discord so you can participate in all these cool, fun things we do. We have a stream 3 times a week where we help you out with whatever math or science homework questions you have. This is kind of our more laid-back session that we just answer whatever question you're curious about.
And also, Grim is getting mod again, swear.
Yeah. So, yeah, join our Discord. That's the best way to keep up with all the events and what we do. You can also, I think if you do Scheduler, is that it? There you go. That's our schedule also. So when we stream the office hours, if you want to help. Yeah. Oh, yeah, big thank you so much to all you guys who asked questions, and also to Professor Ramton for helping me out with all the higher level physics stuff. Like, my top end kind of, I top out around, like, early college. But
yeah, thanks for having me.
yeah, no, I appreciate it. No, you're an awesome wealth of knowledge of those things, and I like how you explain things, because then I learn. That's what I love. I learn from these things, too. You know, that's the gift.
That's good. Tomorrow also, for people who are here, I was thinking that maybe I figured out some stuff on OBS and stuff like that.
Oh, perfect.
And maybe I'll talk with you.
Yeah.
But either on Discord or maybe on Discord and Twitch, I'll do like a little bit earlier. I wanted to explain some like higher math stuff to
sick.
voice.
Yeah.
And then if people wanna hop on Discord, or maybe if I can do Discord and Twitch, then we can do.
Yeah. You can do Discord and Twitch, and then we can even do a whole raid thing. It's very cool.
Yeah.
So basically, for instance, we have 10 viewers in the Twitch right now, and like I have to go. What would be cool would be, for instance, Ramton, if you wanted your own like hour after this to just go into like higher level stuff, I can send everyone to that OBS, to that Twitch session. So
yeah, good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll talk to Ramton about that. Yeah, we can probably do that. We can probably do similar system because he's doing educational stuff. Everyone always asks if they can get bond coins from the gaming stream, and I'm like, no. Bond coins are for learning. Gaming is fun too. But yeah, awesome. Yeah, so we'll let you know in the Discord about that if we're gonna do or when we do more sessions and how to join them. But until then, stay cool, enjoy your Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cool?
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good
Peace,
day
guys.
or night, everyone.